Alrighty, Corrosion team that comprised of Klukai, Peritya, Mechty, Cheeta, and Lind being borrowed. On the off chance that you do not own your own V6 Klukai, you'll be borrowing her instead and use your own V0 Lind in this team. A lot of team setups will rather use Ksenia instead of Cheeta, but for the purposes of this video, I'm going to assume you've already used her in a different team since she fits in so nicely in many different teams. So I'll be using Cheeta, which a lot of you should have by now. I assume you, I rather hope you have. Something's wrong if you don't have her. So let's see. This part is going to be going over the keys, attachments, the relevant V levels, and guns and all that. You can skip over to the next segment of the video if you wish, though you probably want to have a look at the keys that I've equipped on these units before you go. Alright, let's start with Klukai. Klukai here is equipped with Limit Break, No Mercy, and One Fell Swoop. Now these are the keys that you're going to be equipping her when you want to maximize her damage output while caring less about killing many different enemies in one attack. Now, with this boss that we're fighting right now, the boss does spawn extra mobs, so the general train of thought would be giving her, rather, not giving her this key so that she has her AoE tile large enough to hit a whole lot of different things. It's gonna be okay if you're borrowing a V6 Lind, and it's probably okay even if you're not borrowing a V6 Lind, since we'll be handling with the extra spawns in a way that it's easily manageable. Alright, let's go back. So Klukai, she has a affinity key. She's ringed right now. I gave her Heart Melting Strike from Vepli, Artistic Inspiration from Dush, and Endless Night from Lind. So right now, V6 Klukai, if you own her, she's going to be your primary source of damage, or rather, she is your primary source of damage, and secondary source is going to be V0 Lind that you borrow. But for now, we're going to give Klukai the best keys that you have. You really should have been upgrading all these keys. We call it evolve in the in-game terms, but however, it's still upgrading, so we'll just call it upgrade. Upgrade your keys and equip it to the Klukai, and give the second best keys to Peritya and so on and so forth. For Klukai, she's sitting at V0, and right now her stat is sitting at 4787 attack with 99.5 crit rate. Since I'm giving her the best attachments that I have, all of them are max calibrated, I assume that you have your own set of AR attachments that are maxed out. You really should have a single set so that you can just rotate it around to other teams that you have seen fit. She is equipped with her signature weapon right now, just a single copy, no extra copies. Let's go to Peritya. She's equipped with Automatic Repair Program, pretty important, make sure she has this. Friendly Contact, and Brief Respite. Now, there is an argument that you really should be using her skill shot. Where is it? This one instead of the ult, if you can. She does more stability point damage using this skill shot rather than using her ult. You can alternate between them as you see fit. For this video, I'm gonna be constantly spamming her ult only, so test your own runs, see if it actually works better for you to mix in this skill. Alright, Peritya right now, she's gonna be the one who has second best keys that I have available. Main Dancer's Might from Yoohee, Mangle from Urid, and Opening Fireworks from Shakri. You don't really have to match all these keys one by one, just give Peritya the second best set of keys that you have. Upgrade those keys as well. Alright, Mechty. Oh, right. Peritya. She only has V2, lower level of V0, V1 is fine. It's gonna be okay. For attachments, let's go this way. Alright, I gave her some rather decent MG attachments across the board. has phase strike as well. No need to go into the dip and down into corrosion, since phase strike works just fine. And for this video, I gave her Mjolnir, which is a battle pass MG that you get at level 30. If you have optical illusion, it's fine to give her this as well. It really boils down to what you have on hand, or for some cases you could argue that one is better than the other, but I'm gonna stick with Mjolnir. I've been sticking with this for the beginning of the time that I've been fielding Peritya, and it should work just fine here. There's an experiment that someone did, and if you equip her with Toysmith, which is the signature weapon from Lewis, Peritya will in fact do more damage compared to all of these, all because of the traits and all raw stat differences and all of that. But right now, Peritya's role in this team setup is to apply a lot of debuffs. She stacks a single debuff for every single instance of AoE damage, which is basically her support attacks. This trait is available in both Optical Illusion and Mjolnir, and also her purple weapon. Yeah, here you go. If AoE damage is dealt, apply one debuff for one turn. So on the off chance you do not have any of these gold tier weapons, just give her the purple weapon and pump it out. Okay, let's go to Mechty. Alright, she has Dream Fragment, Loser's Spirit, and Horror Moving Night. Alright, she'll be equipped with a Peak Key, basically sleepwalking. That's all what this is. And she's going to be our third best DPS output. So I'm going to give her just random keys that I have available. You don't really have to match all these one by one. Just give her keys that has 5% of attack boost, and you'll be fine. Okay, moving on to Cheeta. Oh, before we go, Mechty. I gave her her signature weapon, but you should be fine if you don't give her the signature weapon at all. Just give her something that has decent amount of attacks, and it should be okay. She has V0. I only have V0 of her as well. If you have a V5 or V6 of Mechty, you can honestly ignore this whole video, because you can just have V6 Klukai, V6 Mechty, or V5 Mechty, and V0 Lind. Just 3 of these guys will be enough to kill the boss, heal everything, cleanse everything just by themselves. So if you have, if you're lucky enough to have V6 of all 3 of these, then just let them do their own thing. All right, Mechty here has a decent rack of attachments. Less relevant. It's okay if she's not as stacked. Okay, going to Cheeta. Cheeta has Genius Support Plan. This changes her skill shot, which is supposed to be dealing damage, into a healing spray. And she has Super Useful Invention, increases support actions range by 2 tiles, and Big Prank. Attack is increased by 3% for each buff the user has, up to a maximum of 15. Now, normally having higher attack on a healer is less relevant, but for this video I'm gonna assume that you really don't have too much of an attack on a Cheeta to begin with, so we're gonna try to pump her attack points as much as possible. I'll get to that later on. For keys, she's equipped with the one from Ksenia, so you're basically gambling to get a better buff just for one turn. And she also has her own Cheeta's key. And the third, I gave her the one from Papasha, which increases support hit damage by 10% only once per turn. Just give her something that's going to boost her attack, and you'll be fine. Now about that, oh yeah, Cheeta does have her purple MP7 equipped right now. This is an important one. This is pretty important. Make sure she has a purple MP7 or the variant from the level 30 of Battle Pass. It has the same trait. The purple one and gold one has the same trait. Right here. Trait. Gains movement up 2 at the start of the next action for 1 turn if the user moves 5 tiles or more. So she normally has 6 tiles of movement. There you go. She normally has 6 tiles of movement, but if you move Cheeta 5 or more tiles in one turn, next turn she's getting a movement speed, a movement tile bonus. That movement tile bonus is 2 tiles, so that'll pump her movement to 8 tiles. I don't think this is game breaking if you don't have her purple weapon, but it's gonna come in really handy in one of the later turns. Cheeta does not have a. This is relevant. Just give her something that boosts her raw attack and give her some attack boost. She needs to have some amount of decent attack stat, since she'll be healing one of the NPCs so that they don't die. So you need to have enough amount of attack. So here you go. So selects one allied target within 6 tiles, restoring HP equal to 90% of attack to them, and all allied targets within 2 tiles, and cleanses 1 debuff. So her healing scales off her ATK. So make sure she has decent, but not mind-numbingly too high of an attack, just high enough to heal one of the NPCs so that they're not dying. Alright. And the remote level of Klukai for this video, she has 60, Peritya has 30, Mechty 30, Cheeta 30. Level 30 is pretty cheap to achieve, so don't be shy of investing these dolls into level 30. And for Lind Borrow, you're gonna looking for a Lind Borrow that has these set of keys. So it's gonna be 1, it has to be Civilized Judgment, 1 Desert Therapy, 1 Radio Invitation. Alright, this is the most important part. Make sure she has this key equipped. The reason why this key is so important is that when she's caging someone, that's how we call it, when she immobilizes and basically renders someone half useless, she going to apply a completely stackable and separate -15 defense debuff of all enemies. This is pretty important. This is why we're using Lind in the first place. And the second, she's there to pump out some more damage off Klukai, but you'll see it later on. I'm not gonna go over what Ksenia's equipped. It should be pretty obvious, but in the case you do, you're gonna give her discount guide, mutual benefit, and win-win partnership. These 3 keys should be good to go in the off chance you're using Ksenia instead of Cheeta in your own run. Alright, let's move on to the actual fight. Okay, for the purpose of this video, I'll be purposely choosing a daily buff, team buff, that doesn't really benefit this whole team like at all. Chain Surge, blah 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 blah. If an enemy is afflicted with a Hydro debuff, increases critical damage dealt against them by 25%. None of these dolls will be applying Hydro debuff on enemies. So the reason why I'm choosing this irrelevant buff is to show you that you should be fine if you're choosing buffs that are rather relevant and beneficial to the team, like this for instance. If the enemy has 2 or more points of Confected's Index at the start of the round, damage dealt is increased by 25% until the end of the round. Probably be grabbing beneficial buffs like these, and you're gonna get a much easier time tackling this boss by yourself. Alright, I'm gonna put in my own Klukai, Mechty, the cat, and Cheeta. We'll be borrowing Lind. Alright, has all these keys: Civilized Judgment, Desert Therapy, Radio Invitation, and the borrow has 4809 ATK within R6. Your borrows may not be as shiny as this, but you'll be okay. There's enough amount of leeway with this video, especially since I'm choosing an irrelevant buff. And I forgot to tell you that I'm actually eating potatoes cooked by Makiatto, which if you know what it turns out like, it's not potato. It's something that resembles potato. It's supposed to be potato, but it's not potato. I'm not getting any great success buffs, and those great success bonuses from having something cooked by someone who's pretty good in cooking things is significant, really significant. But I'm purposely not having it for this video. You should have him though. Alright, let's go to the actual battle. There you go. Menu file. So yes, I'm eating potatoes with no great success bonuses available. If you have them, it should be showing up right beneath here, but there's none. And I do have some platoon stat bonuses as well. Can't really see it right now, but this video is recorded while I'm in a level 10 platoon. It does give me some rather substantial amount of stat bonuses, but since I'm using crap buff, it should even out easily. You'll be fine if you don't have if you're not in a level 10 platoon as well. Alright, so emplacements. Let's see. We'll be putting Peritya right there. Mechty goes over there. Very important that she stays there, or rather she's put there in the beginning, because it's right within the distance of her being hit by the boss's close range attacks. And then we're gonna put Lind right there, Klukai here, and Cheeta here. Alright, so Peritya is sitting here, Klukai here, Cheeta, Lind, and Mechty. All of them are rather in the right side of the boss. Here we go. Okay. First things first, we're going to have Mechty and turn. Okay. Peritya goes to here. Now, if you remember what I talked about earlier, there's some arguments and discussions of whether it's more beneficial to use this in your opening skill shot or use this, your ult. You can see the differences in stability point damage dealt. If you use skill 1, it's down to 139 stability points. If you use her ult, it's only down to 142, so that's about 3 points of stability point differences. And there's going to be some raw damage output differences as well, but I'll leave it up to you. Some prefers to mix in this skill shot whenever she can. Some says it's fine, just use the ult whatever and every time. In this video, I'll only be using this ult to get slightly more amount of damage. Alright, let's go. Okay. Going to have Klukai go here. Then ult to here. And turn. Then there goes Lind. Alright, Lind is going to sit right in this tile. Pretty important. Make sure she's sitting right there. And then she's going to cage Mechty. Okay, then she's gonna use her ult, which coincidentally is in the exact same and enough amount of range to be covering where all the extra monsters are spawning. Very important that she sits right there. Use the ult. Then skill shot 2. If you're not borrowing or owning a V6 Lind, she's just going to use the first skill shot on first turn. Okay, now Cheeta is going to go here. Use ult to give everyone bonuses. Here we go. so a couple of things happened on the second turn. The reason why I had everyone bunched up so closely is that when you're hit by the boss and that sweeping attack hits 5 or more targets, we get a little bonus. Here we go. Venom's Lash. Selects all enemy targets within 6 tiles, deals AoE physical damage and ignores cover equal to 100% of attack to them, and pulls them 2 tiles inward. If this attack hits 5 or more enemy targets, this is the important part, gains 1 stack of fatigue. What's fatigue? Defense is reduced by 8% to a maximum of 3 stacks. Considered a defense debuff, cannot be cleansed. So, the gist is, we're gonna let the boss hit 5 or more of our own units, and the boss is going to apply a self-applied debuff of defense penalty. Where is it? There you go, fatigue. Defense reduced, debuffs applied. So we're gonna let the boss hit all 5 of these guys for 3 turns. It's turn 2 right now, so we're gonna let him keep doing it. And let's move on. Let's move with... Oh, there you go. So you may have noticed that the boss was spitting out to all these 3 NPCs. They get a debuff when they're hit by the boss. It's called, here it is, Corrosive Slime. Blah 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 blah. When this debuff is cleansed, all ally units gain Survival Rally for 2 turns. All 3 of these NPCs can be hit by that bile, and you can also have someone get hit instead of them. We can't do that on turn 2, but we'll be showing you how to do that in later turns. Okay, let's start with Mechty. Or actually, no. Cheeta, yeah, Cheeta goes to here. A little bit tile. Okay, she's going to heal that guy over there. Notice how this is still within the range of that boss's close range sweeping attacks. So when you're counting in this game, I know it sounds weird, but this is how the game does it. You need to find a center tile of where the boss is. So draw a line in your mind. Assume that the center tile is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is tile 6. Coincidentally, it is just enough to be healing this guy over here. It's by design. Alright, we're gonna heal this guy. Alright, that got cleansed. And if you look at it, there you go. Survival Rally. Attack is increased by 10% to a maximum of 3 stacks. So the general idea, if possible, is to cleanse the debuff applied from the bile spit as much as you can every time it happens, and we're gonna get free buffs when we cleanse debuffs. And while we're at it, we're gonna help in keeping these guys alive if we can. We're gonna try to help them not die from these bugs or the boss. Make sure the bugs don't actually bite someone important that you have. They have a nasty bite. There you go. Attack is reduced by 30%. Anyone that this bug dibbles on is going to get a pretty big... That's pretty big. That's a substantial attack debuff. 30% off. Make sure no one important gets hit by that. Kill them as fast as possible, or delay it if you think you can manage it. Alright. Being healed. We're gonna go with Mechty and turn. Peritya. For now, she's gonna use her ult. We're gonna move her to this tile later on, but not just yet. The Lind. See that? Yeah, it's just enough amount of range to kill all these extra bugs that have spawned. Alright. If you do not have a V6 Lind in this video, then that ult isn't going to really hurt all these bugs at all. So instead, you're going to be moving Lind a little bit higher and then use this skill shot to kill the 2 bugs up here. In that case, later on, if you're not using a V6 Lind is going to only cover the 2 bugs above here, and the one down there, you're going to have Klukai kill it with her AoE ult. It's not really that difficult to pull off, just park her in the appropriate spots and she'll do fine. Okay, and Klukai goes last. We're going to keep her mostly down here for the remainder of the video. Okay, we're gonna have her set close by to Peritya. That we need it later on. Okay, turn 3. Very similar deal, except we're gonna have Cheeta move over to this tile. So it's also close by to the boss. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 tile. And heal this guy over here. There we go. Extra bonus achieved. Gonna have Lind go first. Mechty. Then Peritya moves down to this tile right here and uses ult. The reason why I'm moving her down there is if you see those exclamation tiles, the boss is supposed to shoot all these guys, but on the off chance if and only if there's someone standing on the outer edge of this warning tile, then that unit is going to be hit by the bile instead. We're going to have Peritya intentionally get hit by the bile so that we're going to later have her cleanse herself because we gave her this key right here. If no movement is made before attacking, cleanses 2 debuff from self. So Peritya is going to self-cleanse all that debuff she took in place of these guys. Okay, where is it? There you go. Lind is gonna go now and shoot. Okay, alright, so here's one caveat. When the boss goes, whether it's when it's enemy turn, the boss will be doing the close range attack. It's coincidentally also pulls people inward. So if you leave it this way, Peritya is going to be pulled 2 tiles before she can be hit by the bile. We're going to stop that by having Klukai sit right in front of her so that Klukai is pulled inward instead of Peritya. Alright, let's have her throw ult. Right there, she ends her turn at that tile. Yep, let's go. See, Peritya has that debuff on her. There you go, corrosive slime. Now, turn 4. We are going to do something a little different. It may seem unorthodox, but trust me, this is how it works. We're going to have Cheeta go first. She's going to sit at a tile that is right between these 2 NPCs, while above the vertical line of where Mechty and Lind are. So right here. She's going to sit right here. And heal this guy over here. Let's go. Okay. And then, yeah, let's go with... Where's Mechty? Oh yeah, this Mechty's already selected. And turn. Okay, Peritya uses her ult. She's going to self-cleanse, and if she doesn't self-cleanse, you have a problem. You kept her with the wrong keys. There you go. So, 3 debuffs were cleansed. All of us have Survival Rally. She has Survival Rally 3. Everyone has Survival Rally stack 3. So that's 30% of a ATK increase. Very nice to have. Alright, Lind is gonna do her usual thing. Ult. Kill all the bugs, even the one down here. Skill number 2. Okay, and Klukai. Okay, alright. Where are you? There you are. The Cheeta is going to... Now, here's the thing. Where is it? Yeah, there you go. So, see how Cheeta has 6 tiles of movement right now? It is just enough to be reaching this tile right here. We're going to have her move to this tile. She's not going to be doing anything. If she can ult, but we're not going to do her. She can't really attack the boss at all. That's fine. Just have her move to this tile. She's going to be taking a hit in place of this NPC right here. We're going to be using that debuff applied on her later on. Moved her to this tile right now. Now, the reason why I said it's really beneficial to have a purple or gold version of MP7 on her is that if you move to here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's just enough to be reaching this tile later on, the turn after this. I'll show you later on. Let's move her to here for now. Okay. Mechty. Oops. Same deal. Mechty goes. Peritya shoots. Lind. Okay, boss is down to 30% HP, oh, 29 actually, and she's gonna sit here as the same like before. Okay, turn 6. Cheeta, thanks to her trait from MP7, is going to have just enough tiles to reach here. And then she's going to ult. And just because, thanks to Klukai being pulled from this tile all the way to here, she has just enough range to be buffing all 3 units right here. We're going to use an ult here. Alright. And then the rest is pretty much the same. Mechty goes. Peritya. Lind. Okay, now last, Klukai. Boss HP is down to 11% right now. Okay, turn 7. We're going to move Cheeta first. She'll have just enough tile to reach here. Once again, thanks to the trait that's on the MP7 purple gun. And she's going to heal this guy. And she's going to heal both herself and this guy. Remember, Cheeta still has the debuff she got instead of this guy here. So once we cleanse everything, we're gonna have 2 extra stats of ATK buffs. There we go. Cleanse, done. Well, that was a little weird. Alright. Now the rest is pretty much the same. Mechty. Peritya. Lind. Skill number 2. And the boss is almost dead. Yeah, how much HP do you have? 51k. Only 51k, and the HP is sitting at 0 HP. That's what it's looking on my screen. So finished off. And there you have it. Single Corrosion team with Cheeta as a support unit. Let's look at the damage breakdown. Klukai did 4.6 million, Lind did 4.4, Peritya, Mechty, and Cheeta. Alright, it should be very much applicable for your own case, even if you have less stellar or less improved attachments and all that. Thanks for watching the video. I'll catch up with you next time.